just had something in my mouth.
That's what she said.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh,
We're on.
good morning, everybody.
Morning. Oh, we're already getting likes in. Hey, if we can't answer your comments, it's because the phone's all the way over there and I can't see.
Yeah.
I'm blind.
Sorry, TikTok.
So best words of encouragement that I have is that if you would like to chat with us, go on Facebook or YouTube to our page. We are also live there, and I'll be able to read your comments. Okay.
How was your night, bro?
My night was good. You know, I got on live last night on my page. Making some background music for our season 2 debut. Mwahahaha. I wish I could share it with you guys, but I don't have it with me. But it was good. I mean, yesterday was awesome.
Yeah. Dennis Jordan from the Shelby Jordan Foundation joined us to tell the story of his daughter who passed away from fentanyl overdose about 5 years ago. He told it from a parent's perspective, things he wish he didn't have done. Didn't have done. I don't even know where that came from. And things that he wished he would have said differently. He also talked about how he goes and talks to other addicts, and he's hoping to eventually branch out to talk to parents to, you know, show them ways to show their kids love, tough love, without being frustrated and angry and hatred. So I'm really, really looking forward to this season 2.
Yeah,
it's gonna
be great. I mean, and honestly, you know, I went home and I told my wife about it, and I told her, I was like, yeah, it's like the episode is like, you know, it's damn near. I mean, it's like an hour and 45 minutes. You know, which no biggie, but you know, so people be prepared because honestly, and she's like, that's a long time. I was like, yeah, but what's great about it is like, there's not a whole lot to take out. You know,
there was hardly no pausing.
You know, maybe there's like a minute or two that I take out, but for the most part, like everything is so well structured that, you know, he continually talks about stuff, and there's, you know, it keeps you engaged.
Yeah,
like it keeps you listening.
Yeah, like it was.
So, which was fantastic.
What made me feel good is that he said of the podcast he's been on so far, this was his favorite one because we were engaged the whole time, and it let him bounce around depending on what we were talking about at the moment. You know, it was probably one of the smoothest episodes.
So yeah, I mean, so far, yeah.
That I mean, like since we started this thing, as far as recording, like it just was like. I mean, the only way to describe it is like me and him went together like peanut butter and jelly. Like it was like just amazing. And his story, his testimony is, man, it's powerful. I cried. Yeah, like it's, you know, we're gonna get some really good clips out of it, some shorts out of it to share. You know, we'll shorten some of it. We'll shorten some of the clips down so like you get like a general feel of what happened, but
I mean everything will be like, you know, 60 to 90 seconds clips for people, you know, but even just that small clip, if you guys saw on TikTok and Instagram, so just that small little clip there, 24 seconds right there. That was the beginning of the episode.
That like literally that
was the very beginning of the episode, and that just kind of like gives you and paves the way for like.
And I shared it from our podcast page, and then I reposted it. I downloaded it, reposted it on my personal page. And this morning I woke up and it's got almost 5,000 hits. So like, you know, it's drawn in attention at least. You know, my day was weird after all that. Yeah. You know, I had my meeting last night. Nobody showed up. That was fine. I went to a meeting last night to, you know, process some stuff. It's my Zoom meeting. That way, that's usually the meeting that I try to process stuff at.
Mm-hmm.
Got a call at midnight last night from one of my recovery bros, and he was letting me know that one of my real good recovery buddies was struggling real bad last night, and unfortunately had went into a relapse. I'm not gonna say his name, but like he had posted on social media that he was in the midst of a relapse. So it's not a surprise. It's not going to shock people. Anybody that knows him. And then it proceeded that he called me and asked me if I could go get to him. But by the time I got to him, he was already asleep. So I'm hoping he's sleeping everything off, and when he wakes up today, we're going to reach out to him and try to get him in some treatment, get him some help, because he wants it. Well, he did last night, so we're going to do that. So I got about maybe an hour of sleep. So then I stopped at my old stomping grounds, Sonic Drive-In in Springfield, and my bro and my former assistant manager was opening the store. They fed me this morning, so shout out to Sonic Springfield, because the food was amazing. Alonzo, you were great. Everything was good. Give them a quick little hit, because when I went up there, it made me realize why I don't do it no more, because it's January, and January is the slowest time of the year for the restaurant. Right. And I saw all the specials that they were running on the screen. I was like, oh, that's why. That's why I always hated January and fast food, because it felt like you were always giving everything away. You're working so hard to give everything away. So, if I could give them a little small shout out so they can get some business, So I hope this helps them out a little bit. So that was my night. That's the world in recovery, though. We have nights we sleep all night, and then we have nights where somebody's struggling and you gotta you talk them down or get to them or get some help to them and stuff. And so it is what it is. I will say that person is alive this morning. So it's good. I was glad to be able to talk to them through the phone. So, but that was my night. And then as far as the podcast yesterday went, it was very, very moving. And then the photo at the end that he showed us, and the way he said it, he said, she never looked like a drug addict, but what does a drug addict look like? That's exactly what he said. And then, you see this beautiful lady, and you're like, she ain't even here no more. So it was a very good podcast.
Yeah, I mean, there was. Sorry, I am listening and I'm uploading the short to YouTube because I didn't do that yesterday. But I think what really hit me, I kind of told you this afterwards, was one, her and I were the same age.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't really understanding, and I don't have any concept of that until he was like, she graduated high school in 2011. And in my head, I'm like, oh shit, I graduated high school in 2011. I thought we were the same age. And then also from his point of view of, being a parent. Obviously, we're both parents. We both have girls, right? He had 2 daughters. You got 2 daughters. I got 2 girls, right?
Yeah. So
then getting it from that perspective. Also hits, and I'm like, man.
Yeah.
It took a lot for me to not boo-hoo cry.
Yeah. There was a couple of moments where me and him got into it, and he got choked up and he sniffled a little bit, and I was like, if it comes out, if it comes, I'm
everybody.
I'm going with it.
Everybody's going with him. It wouldn't have mattered.
I'm right there on the edge with I'm right there waiting for a moment to shed tears also.
No, but it's gonna be a great episode.
You know, like
I'll put that.
what I would like to talk to today, if people want to join in,
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to the people out there that that feel like they're fixing a relapse, or they're what do you do? What's some of your coping skills you have when they're fixing a relapse?
Yeah.
I was trying to talk my buddy through all of his, but he was already in the midst of his. I was just more or less trying to keep him calm, and not all upset about things. Because a lot of times when somebody relapses, they get angry.
Yeah.
Because the shame, the guilt, the they feel lost again immediately. They're like, I've just disappointed everybody, and like you have to talk them down from that and be like, you didn't disappoint them. You reached out. Yeah, you're in the midst of it, but you know what? You reached out. Like, let's look at the positives here. You reached out to make sure that you didn't pass away tonight. Like we could sit on the phone and realize that you're not going to use while you're on the phone with me. And so like me, like a couple of weeks ago when Mom didn't get her liver, and I could have relapsed real quick. I had to sit there and let my skills take over that I've worked so hard on to practice, so when they get to that point, they're ready to work when I need them to, and so like, if you feel like relapsing, just remember your skills you're taught, remember your meditations, remember your prayers. Prayers is big. Pull the Bible out, read it, go over your steps, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you see 5 things, you smell 4 things, touch 3 things, so on and so forth, all the way till you get to 1 by using your senses. I always like doing the breathing skills. I don't do the box breathing like everybody else does because I get so mad I can't focus on counting. So I just breathe in positive through my nose and blow out anger. But like I have to actually make sounds when I do it. Like I'm like, ugh, like I just, because if I can hear the anger come out, it calms me down quicker. So it's a version of what they taught me when I was in treatment. But I was like, I can't sit here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Like I can't do that. Like that bothers me. So like I just do my own way, which is the same. I'm basically breathing in for 4 or 5 seconds and then blowing it out for 4 or 5 seconds. So like it's basically the same thing without me having to count it out to make it more legit. So So yeah, like if anybody wants to jump in the comments and tell us what kind of skills y'all have, more than happy to. We'll be happy to answer your questions or whatever. We're hoping to have our little call box soon, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
And then we'll be able to take phone calls, which is this is cool. Right now you can just comment and we'll talk. If anybody out there is needing any help, go to www.morningjuicepod.com.
Heck yeah.
Leave us there's a little card at the bottom of the website where you can leave your name, email, phone number, and we'll contact you immediately. Like if I have to walk off this live and let Brian play on it for a while and I contact you, I'll contact you. We're here for anybody and everybody. Just all you gotta do is just reach out to us and we will see what we can do. What you got planned for today?
Spend a whole lot of time with my wife. That's what I got planned for today. That's basically it.
Shout out to wife.
Shout out to the wifey. Yeah, hoping can get. So there's a thing that connects. So for most of you, actually all of you, can see this little box right here. This little box. It's my applause. Right here. So basically, there's a little thing that connects to it for the telephone. So basically, when you call in, it's Bluetooth, and like everybody that's listening can hear. The only thing, well, I'm not sure how it would work. I think you may have to have headphones. So
That's fine.
you might have to get you some headphones.
It's fine.
Which I think I have an extra pair at the house, anyways. Because if we set up like this, you would just have.
We can get the headphones with the microphone, like the
call centers. I have a set. I mean, they're gaming headphones.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would be pointless to have a gaming headset with a mic.
Yeah.
And also have a mic.
And then another mic just be mic'd up 4 or 5 times.
We're not losing any audio.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we can get that soon. I think I'm like $20 short of getting it. So if anybody out there wants to donate $20 to this little QR code,
That's a little QR code right over there,
right next to my head. Just drop a. And I know you guys probably also, if you're here in Tennessee, you probably spend it on groceries for the Snowmageddon.
That has been dropped from 24 inches down to 4.
Mm-hmm. And 4 inches is a lot, right?
I mean, maybe.
Right?
I think the half inch of ice is what I'm more concerned with.
Yeah.
It's not the 4 inches of snow. But I will say this. Sometime tomorrow, I will find me a parking lot in Gallatin to do donuts in my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Like that will happen at some point tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So all you Debbie Downers and Karens, if you see a black GMC Sierra in a parking lot doing donuts, don't call the cops on me. I just want to play a little bit.
Right. It's practice.
It's practice.
It's practice. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's what we called it in New York. It was practice. You find
that's how I literally learned how to drive in the snow when I was 16 years old.
It's practice.
My stepdad at the time, the one that I don't even love or care about, the only 2 things he ever gave me that was good music to listen to, and he taught me how to drive in the snow.
Yeah.
We went to a Walmart parking lot. He said, I want you to drive around this parking lot, and your only goal is not to hit the big light poles.
Huh?
And that was it. And it was just a 2-wheel drive, 1972 complete tank of a truck. So, once the back end went around, first couple times it went around, it went around. But then I learned how to steer out of it. How to steer out of it. And I think it's important for when it snows like this happen and businesses are closed, a lot of times you'll see dads take their teenage kids out there because at some point they're not going to have their dads or moms in the car with them. They got to learn how to drive in it.
Right. And there's nothing saying that, hey, your kids are going to stay in Tennessee forever.
Right.
They may move to a place where, they grow up, go to college, maybe they end up in Northwestern in Chicago or something,
Yeah. I did see a stat yesterday. It said that Nashville has approximately 50 snow trucks. Davidson County has approximately 50 plows.
Yeah.
And then it said Chicago has over 400 plows.
Yep.
And that's the difference. When everybody's like, oh, in the South, when it snows, y'all have nothing. I saw where they're expecting 3/4 of an inch of ice in Arkansas. That town has 1 truck.
Yeah.
So if it ices there, it's there.
Yeah.
And so when the northern people like yourself be y'all southern people can't drive in it, it's not that we can't drive in it. We have y'all's roads are almost clear before we even get started.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean we
deal with a lot more ice than y'all do up north, right?
Probably. I think the main difference is because since the weather here, right, it'll snow, it'll melt a little bit and then freeze again because of the fluctuation of weather.
Yeah.
Whereas in New York, it just stays cold. It gets cold, it stays cold, and it just continually snows.
Right.
So it's just snow on top of snow on top of snow on top of snow. Syracuse is, if I'm not mistaken, Syracuse is at least the snowiest city in New York.
Yeah,
It gets
it's one of the snowiest ones in the country, I believe.
and if not the snowiest, and that's just because of all the lake effect snow
Yeah.
coming off the water.
So like y'all have snow on top of snow on top of snow, and here we have usually ice that like freezes the ground, then snow on top of it, then somehow it turns back to ice, and then it'll spit some more snow. So like we're layered, and then you can't even bust it up, you know.
No. So we had a little bit of ice, you know, but it was mainly snow, and it would turn to ice when they would come through, plow, clear it up, and then it would snow, and you know, basically like melt down a little bit because of the ice melt.
Yeah.
But then it would refreeze. You know, because the ice melt only works for so long. Like you have to continually apply.
Yeah.
And if you just throw it down once, like it'll do the job once, but then it's gonna refreeze. Like that's what people don't understand is that you got to continually use the ice melt. And
sorry, I was sliding down on this couch.
So like best preparation, and I told this to people at work. I said best preparation. So like today, you know, it's supposed to come tonight. So before you go to sleep or whatever, before like you see any snowflakes starting to fall, like line your driveway. So as it comes, it just kind of melts off, and then like tomorrow morning, do it again.
Yes.
You know, so like that's the preparation.
And then during the day, do it several times because I know that I saw this morning. There's like I can't remember the time frame, but there's a certain time frame where it's like super heavy bands of snow coming through.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like laying it down.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's as far as preparation wise, I mean, we obviously had it. I mean, you know, we had the trucks, we had the plows and everything,
and everybody has a snow like a
snow blower.
Yeah. Most people have one of them up there, so like y'all are not shoveling it.
Yeah. Well, I had to shovel it.
Well, I mean, yeah. When you
my dad didn't trust me with the snowblower, rightfully so. I mean, you couldn't really even trust him with a snowblower. He cut his hand open trying to dig some snow out of it while I was running. Good job. Anyways, but also, you know, I tell people all the time, like, it's nice for a little bit. You know, like, snow is great.
Yeah.
Around the holidays. You know, so you get a little bit of snow on Thanksgiving. You know, it's really nice and pretty. And then you get some snow on Christmas. You know, it's nice and pretty. And then, like, January, you're just like, okay, I'm over it. I'm done.
Yeah. Or, like...
And then it turns to, like, just this black
slush. I was going to say, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Disgusting.
You know, it's like when down here, once they start, you know, you going with the trucks, you watch that stuff turn to that brown, black snow, and you're like, okay, I'm done with it. Like, it was cute the first day, but, like, now that it's starting to melt and all the whatever's in the snow is in the snow these days, like, okay, it's time for this stuff to stuff to go away. Like, I'm tired of it now. Not tired of the temperatures. I am the person that likes cold weather. Like, there's all people out there that likes the warm weather and they're hating all this weather right now. I'm gonna let you know I love it.
Listen, I prefer the cold, and that is one because I've always been a warm-bodied person.
Absolutely, that's me.
And two, I tell people, like, listen, during the winter, I can bundle up. I can always add another layer.
Right.
I can only take so much off during the summer.
Absolutely.
Before I get
arrested.
Before I get arrested, exactly. You know, so when people are like, would you rather work, you know, out in the heat, or would you rather work in like a walk-in freezer? And I'm like,
give me a walk-in freezer. I'm probably gonna wear a t-shirt and shorts and everything.
You know, I'll throw a hoodie on.
Yeah.
I'll wear some gloves. I'll be good. Give me a beanie and I'm straight. Like
that time I was working with you at Depot, and it was like 4 degrees outside, and all the contractors were like, dude, how are you wearing shorts out here? And I'm like, right, I'm hot. I'm sweating.
Well, and that's me, you know, but of course, me in my position, I can't wear anything other than pants.
Yeah, unfortunately,
you know, and I'm like, bro, like, just cut me some slack. Like, is it during the winter? Okay, I get it, because, you know, I obviously look like a madman, which I don't mind, but whatever. But like during the summer,
summer I worked there,
bro. When it's like 100 degrees outside, and then you know you have 17,000% humidity, and like
and all the doors are open, and you have the worst air conditioner in the history of air
Yeah.
conditioners.
And I'm just like, and so I'm like, bro, like, let me just play, at least on the weekend.
Yeah.
At least on the weekend when I'm moving around the most. You know, and like, I got, microorganisms flourishing in my underwear because of freaking swamp ass. You know, like at least on the weekends, on Saturday and Sunday, like let me just wear some shorts when I'm going to be out slinging mulch.
Right. Oh God.
You know,
I would tell you, the worst part about that job
is the mulch.
Is springtime.
Yeah.
Because they get like 900 landscaping stones, and then they'll get like, they don't even want a load of mulch that you could just dump in there. They're like, I want 50 bags, and you're like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Oh, and here, load it into my little 4-door sedan. not even a truck or a trailer.
Or they'll come up with like a small Ford Ranger. They're like, I need
a whole pallet. Just put the pallet in the back of the truck.
I need 1,000 pounds of stones to stick in the back of this Ford Ranger, and it's all sitting on the ground. And then, let's strap a few bags of mulch onto the top of the truck. No, sir. No, sir.
You do that.
Remember,
I'm not going to.
I've still got the picture on my phone where that guy came up there with the Chrysler 200 and put plywood on top of his car and strapped it down. Because I was like, how are we gonna load this? He's like, oh, we're gonna throw it on top of the car. I was like, I'm not allowed to put it on top of your You can put it on top of your car. I'm not allowed to.
Yeah. And
then he strapped it. He had like bungees. I was like, he ain't even got like real straps. He's got bungees on this. As soon as he stops,
slide. Yeah.
But yeah, that was always the worst part. Or they would order, like, your mulch comes in like pallets, and they would order a half a pallet of this one and a half a pallet of that one. So then you have to get an empty pallet and downstack and then wrap it. And so, like, yeah, that was the worst part about that job.
Yeah,
that and the shingles.
Shingles are tough
because they're just.
Well, so here's my thing: is I can do shingles. So when I first way started back with the depot, I was a lot associate, so I had to deal with shingles. I had to deal with the mulch and everything, and I could do the shingles. The issue I ever had with the shingles was because they're kind of stiff to a point, but as soon as they bend,
you're done,
and you're like, ugh, like that's it, like.
And but see, you're taller than me though, so like me being short and chunky, which is a better word than fat. Me being short and chunky, as soon as I grab it, it's awkward.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, what am I going? So I'm like, somebody send me some help, please.
Team lift, please help. Like.
And shingles were the same way. They would order. You're like, really? You're 4 packs away from the whole pallet. Like,
yeah.
Hey, you're gonna get these extra 4 packs.
Yeah, right.
I'm not even gonna dig them out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name any customers or anything like that because it's bad for business. But we have a certain guy and he's very needy. He's very needy, and so it's to the point so needy to the point that none of the managers will talk to him, other than one of the managers and one of the pro desks. So he's a contractor, and he's just something is always wrong with his order.
I already know what you're talking about.
And you think I do. You think you do, but I don't think you do because this is a newer guy.
Oh.
This is a newer, customer. And
I thought it was the contractor that complained on me one day.
No. So, but he'll order 400 sheets of 12-foot drywall at a time. And 12-foot drywall is a bitch.
Yeah.
Because
it snaps easily.
There's no easy way to get it.
No.
You have to get, first of all, they come in a bunk of 34, I think it is.
Yeah.
So you have to get one bunk at a time. And then you have to maneuver it through the store. Now, mind you, the aisles are only 16 foot wide, and you're carrying 12-foot wide bunks, and you have to carry them. 20 feet in the air.
And you're praying that your back end don't tip up. You're like,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, you're praying that the back end don't tip up, and you're also praying because when you have them on the forks, they're fucking like this.
Yeah.
And they're just bowed, and you're like, oh god, please don't snap.
Please don't snap.
Because if it snaps, somebody's gonna get hurt. It's just inevitable. And you have to drive at the pace of a snail.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. And he orders like 200 or 300 at a time, and I'm like, bro.
You're like, first of all, you just took all of them. Second of all, we're gonna have to close the pro desk side of the.
You have to close the whole lumber side of the building, which of course is where the bathrooms are. And you have to close all of it. Now everybody's like, I gotta pee, and you're like, too bad, you gotta wait an hour and a half. I don't like.
We don't because we can't carry more than one at a time because they're delicate.
Yeah, and it's orders like that. Those are the orders, and I love that contractors are coming and doing business with us. But those are the orders that I'm like, okay,
they should be shipped on a semi.
Well, yeah, any bulk lumber or drywall should just come out of a distribution center.
Absolutely. Remember, I used to complain about that.
Not the store.
Like, why do I gotta pull 3 bunks of wood down? This should have just came straight from a lumber yard, basically. Now we ain't got that certain type of wood the rest of the day. Now I'm gonna have to listen to everybody be like, "You're a lumber place, you ain't got no." Dude, I'm sorry, this guy over here just bought all of it to build 2 houses today.
Yeah.
Or my favorite one is like if they ordered a bunch of different wood, so then you would have to go through the list and get all the 15 footers first.
Yeah, and
you have the 12 footers, yeah. and then they get mad. They're like, "You didn't check each board for me?" No, I grabbed the first one that came off. You want to check them? You should have came and got this yourself. I'm just trying to stack the order. I'm over here dying because I just did your order for 2 hours.
Yeah, I'll check boards up to a certain degree, right? I will give it the look over test. I will look for obviously like any big knots or anything that's like coming out. If there's any like chunks missing.
Yeah.
So of course I'm not going to use those. But like I'm not going to pull every single piece of lumber down and give it like the eye test. Okay, is it straight? Is it bowed? Does it have any curvature to it? I'm not checking that. I'm checking just physical on the outside. Okay, this is good. Nothing's missing. There's not a whole lot of knots in it. What's going on? So.
You better than me. I was like that. First one. Especially if I had what's his name helping me? I can't even think of his name, but
I know who you're talking about.
Because he was already like, boo-hooing that we had the order.
I can't name any names. But yeah, it
was a fun job though. Like when I worked there, it was fun.
So it is fun.
I'm gonna take that back. Certain crews were fun.
It is fun. It is a fun job, and honestly, it is a great place to work. Like the environment's awesome. I mean, it's better. And I tell people all the time that it's there's a reason I went back to Home Depot.
Yeah.
Company's awesome. The people are awesome. Yeah, every business is gonna have their people, right? That you may or may not like that you work with. I've come across some, but it doesn't deter me away from the job. The thing that is getting on my nerves right now is just people. The customer base, and it's probably because of where I work. There's a lot of money.
A lot of bougie customers.
Yes, a lot of money customers, and it doesn't help. And I'm not complaining. Well, I am complaining, and it doesn't help because you get like some of these people that are from New York, and such as myself. But you get some of these people from New York or from California and stuff that are moving here that are selling their multi-million-dollar homes, and so they're turning hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars just by moving here. So now they want to renovate their homes, they want to update their homes, but they're so particular about everything that they want.
And a lot of them they don't have the Southern charm as us people that grew up here.
Yeah, like that is the one thing. That is the one thing that, at least, me and my family have. Like, yes, we're New York,
Yeah, but y'all been in Tennessee long enough where like.
But also, here's the thing: it's not just because we've been in Tennessee. It's how we were raised.
Right.
You know, my dad's side of the family. First of all, there's a lot more rednecks up in New York than you think. Okay, a lot. Go look at. You've met my father.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I agree because like a lot of people think New York is nothing but New
city.
York City, and that's
Yeah.
it. When I know there's a lot of big time farms.
You talk dairy farms.
Yeah, there's a lot of dairy farms.
You know. So, my dad grew up on a farm. Like that was his job. His job was tending the fields, you know, taking care of animals. That was his life. Right. My mom grew up kind of bougie, right? I mean, Italian Catholic.
Yeah.
The whole nine, right? You know, water and oil, basically. Like, you know, but they found a way. It worked. They mixed. But anyway, so we had, you know, it wasn't Southern hospitality, but it was, you know, agricultural hospitality instilled in us because we would go out to my grandparents' house. We would play in the yard. We would play in the field. You know, we would pick vegetables. We would
so
we would do that stuff.
So it was like you were Southern, just
but we were raised to, you know, treat our elders with respect. We were, you know, treat people with respect. You know, we were raised that way, and so that's what we did. And so when we came here, and I have an aunt and uncle that live in Ashland City or Clarksville, one of the two. And so we'd come down here and visit from time to time.
So when y'all came down here, it was like, oh, this is
really no different for us. We come down here, you know, we get integrated very well. You know, obviously, yes, we're from New York. The first Comet juice that I got when I moved here, I transferred from Home Depot up there to the Home Depot in Lebanon.
Was that accent you got?
No, it wasn't even the accent, because most people, when they hear like you're from, oh, you don't sound like you're from New York. It's because I don't talk like this.
No, you don't talk with your hands like
I'm walking here. Like I don't talk like that. You know, there's a different accent between New York City and Long Island. You know, there's some words that are different, and my wife's friends make fun of her for like how we say fog. Yeah. You know, I do fog. Fog. So right, it's almost Bostonian. Yeah. I had a guy.
You see that fog outside?
Well, so there was a guy at Home Depot that I worked with in Hendersonville while I was an associate, and so I was driving to work one morning while I was working with Under Armour, and he was like, "How you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, I was just driving to work. It's really foggy out." He was like, "What?" I was like, "It's foggy." He said, "What?"
You mean foggy?
Foggy? Yeah, foggy.
Foggy.
And so for the rest of the time we worked together, here, what's up, Foggy?
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, so I moved down here and started working at a Lebanon store. And the first thing I got was, you know, oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from New York. Really? You're not as much of an asshole as I thought you would be being from New York. And I'm like, thank you.
Well, it's because it's New York City, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I've had friends that went to New York City to see the big lights, Manhattan, Broadway, and all that stuff, and they say the people up there are just rude. They'll just walk all over, like walk through you.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, like when anybody says New York, everybody down in the South is like, assholes, traffic, and assholes.
Yeah, damn Yankees. You know, that's what it is. But, and I'd agree with that, right? I mean, people can be assholes. And honestly, I was probably an asshole when I lived there. You know, I didn't give two shits about people.
Yeah.
That's just the mentality that I had. And even still, like, sometimes I'll carry that. Because, like, we'll just say, like, going to Walmart. Like, Walmart here, you have your greeters. Like, there's one guy that works at Hendersonville, and every time I'm wearing my Tampa Bay stuff, like, he talks to me. Because he lived in Tampa. And, you know, I went to the first game at the Sombrero. So I'll chat up with him. Some days I don't want to talk to him. And I'll look and I'll be like, you know.
Because you know you're going to anyway.
Yeah. And so I'll try and, like, sneak in, you know, walk in. But, like, New York Walmart, greeters, like, they're there. But you walk in and they're like, almost like that mentality, like, get your shit and get out. Like,
yeah.
You know, I'm
They're
just like, this is, yes. Like, sometimes I want that. Like, I don't want anybody to bother me. I don't want anybody to talk to me. I just kind of just want to go in. I'll put my headphones in, and I'll just go, and I'll shop. I'll do my thing, right? Like, I'm not mad at anybody. I just need a little bit of peace.
Yeah.
Just walk around a little bit, have a little bit of peace. And the one thing that I have learned is that, you know, people who are born and raised just in the South are very open about their life. You know, like, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into a conversation with a customer and they'll tell me about their last doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not relevant to the conversation that we're having. This is not relevant to your water heater. I just
like, I know you're one of these cabinets. What happened? You're like, well, I went to the doctor yesterday and I saw the cabinets in their office, and
but then they got to check in my butthole, and I'm like,
yeah.
Pump the brakes a little bit here.
What's happening here?
Like, I don't need just. Do you want shaker style? What is going on here? You know, like.
Well, let me call the doctor's office and see what kind they have. I want the exact same kind. Hey, can y'all? They'll call and be like, hey, can y'all send me a picture of your cabinets? Because I'm here with Home Depot, and I was telling them about my doctor's appointment yesterday. Then all of a sudden, I decided I wanted new cabinets, but I want them just like yours. And then
and also my prescription for my butt cream's not ready.
And my medication's not in the shop yet. Like, you're like, I get it though, but because like it happens, and like when you're working in retail like that, I notice is that like the older folks that come in there, you know, they're there to get away from their wives. You can clearly tell they're taking their time. They're like looking at the screws, like they're just like.
They've already found what they're looking for.
Yeah, they're just pivoting.
They're looking for future jobs.
Yeah, so like they'll be over there messing around, and then another older gentleman will walk by, and they're like, Larry.
Yeah, right.
What you been up? And then they will stand in the middle of the aisle, no matter what, for like an hour, and everybody's like trying to get by them with their shopping carts, and they won't even move. They're like, walk around us.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, they're talking about everything. They just saw each. You can even hear the beginning of the conversation. They literally saw each other a few days earlier, and they're like, "Remember last year when little Johnny?" And you're like, "Oh my goodness." But I tell everybody Home Depot's a great first job out of treatment. Though, I recommend everybody's like, "Juice, where should I work at?"
The company is great.
Yeah, they're like, "Where should I work at when I get out of treatment?" I said, "Home Depot." Home Depot treated me fantastic. If I need a mental health day, they let me take it.
It's the most consistent that I've seen a company just across the board, right? Like the way that they take. I mean, because like I said, I worked for them in New York.
Yeah.
I've also worked for them here, and they are the most consistent when it comes to like taking care of people.
Yeah.
You know, like the standards that they stand by. I mean, they held them to the same standard in Syracuse as they do down here.
Right.
You know, and so it's the most consistent company that I've worked for just across the board.
I mean, Home Depot says we're giving you shout outs if y'all would like to sponsor the show.
Yeah, right.
Be here. Like, if Arthur Blank, if you hear me.
Right.
No, you don't own it no more, but I know you still got a percentage in there, dog.
Ted Decker, if you're listening.
Yeah.
You're the CEO now. Ted
Maybe
Decker.
we'll just tag you in this, and
I'll be in Atlanta in a few months, so I'll come talk to you guys.
He's gonna come talk to you and try to get us a sponsorship.
Yeah, I got some connections with HDTV. But no, I mean seriously though, I mean it is a fantastic company to work for, and you know, I don't want to diss any other companies or anything like that, but you know, when you hear like the terms like equal opportunity employers and stuff like that, like you're almost like maybe.
No, Home Depot
is. They are truly about that.
And they really support people in recovery. Like, I know that from firsthand experience. You know, like.
Well, we have as associates, so we have access to like a on-phone treatment. It's called CareLeon. And so basically what it is, you can call and talk to a therapist and everything. And so I forget what the actual number is, but I know like your first 6 sessions, like hour-long sessions, are free.
Yeah.
As an associate. 6 sessions, that's a ton. You know, I mean, you figure even if you do one a month, I mean, that's half a year.
Yeah.
At the very least. Or one every other month. I mean, you're taken care of for a whole year for free. I mean, just to sit down and just vent to somebody.
Yeah, because like when I was working there and I was learning how to use all the machines, you know, and they would literally in the videos be like, if you are off mentally on the day you're supposed to work and you're driving machines, please tell somebody so we can let you, because we'd rather you take the day off than have an accident on one of these machines. And so like for me, when I was watching all that, especially somebody from the mental health aspect of it, I was like, you know, that's amazing that, like, you know, they took care of people. Like I remember one day I came into work and I had been, you know, I was newly out of treatment when I started working with you, you know, and I came into work and I was having a rough morning, and I walked back there to Miss Sherry. She's retired now, I'm sure.
Yep.
So that's why I said her name. I walked back there to Miss Sherry and I shut the door. I was like, Miss Sherry, I can't today. Like, I can't. Like, I'm sorry. I can't. Like, it's not going to be good for me being here today. Like, I was like, I'm having thoughts and I just can't do it today. And she started crying with me because she was always the, you know, emotional person. And she's like, no, go home. We'll take care of it. And just to know that I was working for a company that first trusted me when I said I wasn't good enough to be there that day meant a lot. But to really stand behind what they said in those videos and be like, hey, go home. Like, we'd rather you go home than us have an accident at work. Like, let's get you a mental health day.
Yeah.
And I was like, and so like that stuck with me so personal, you know, because, you know, I worked at another job where like that wasn't, you got mental health, foot burgers for 10 more hours and then go home and get you some rest, you know. But like, you know, so that stuck with me personally. So like when anybody comes out of treatment, they're like, Juice, where can I get a job at? It's Home Depot. They are always my first recommendation. And I'm like, I got an in person, but like he's not at the branch you're trying to work at. So like, but like I would go to Home Depot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. I mean, like there's, and they seem to be like one of those companies that's like always hiring, but it's not for the reasons that people may think.
Right.
You know, like it's not because of like the high turnover rate. You know, some stores it might. I'll be complaining. Like I said, I mean, there's going to be people out there. It just may not. We have a really good team. We have a good management team, and yeah, I'm going to toot my own horn. We have a good management team. We have a good, you know, store manager. You know, after Miss Sherry left, the person who took over, she's fantastic. You know, she's just as compassionate. You know, very understanding. So like we have a solid foundation of, you know, for all of our associates, and you'll find other stores like that. You will, not all of them, but you will.
Yeah, I would say y'all store was like, because coming from somebody that was a business owner and still had that business owner mentality when I worked for y'all, top to bottom, from store operator to the managers and even the I can't remember what they're called, the trainers, like, you know, the people that can train other people. They were spot on. You know, what was crazy is like I was only there for like 6 months, I think, November to April, whatever that little time frame is.
Yeah.
And so my November was part-time worker. So my first full month, I became, I was the whatever employee of the month or whatever, associate of the month. And then where I would tell Miss Sherry things that would bother me. She put me on those 2 panels. I was like, I ain't been in this thing 3 months and they got me on all this stuff.
Yeah. So, that's another thing. So we have, you know, a bunch of committees, but, so one of them is the VOA, you know, Voice of the Associate, right? So and we're going through our whole campaign right now. We do it twice a year. It's basically like for associates to vent out, you know, how the upper management, how leaders are doing. You know, are they truly doing the things that they're supposed to be doing, right? And we did a little bit in our last survey. It happens. You know, we have a lot of new faces that don't really understand, but it wasn't, you know, so it's usually like a good area, a neutral area, a bad area, right? So that dip came from just like the increase in neutral, and we knew that because we had a lot of new associates.
Yeah, it was expected.
It was expected, you know. But for, you know, like 2 years there, we were number one in the district as far as, you know, voice of the associate goes.
Yeah.
I mean, we were top 5 in the region, in the South Atlantic region. You know, that says a whole lot.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of stores.
You know, that's 130, 120 stores, you know, ranging from Tennessee, the Carolina, Georgia, Florida, like Mississippi, Alabama. Like that's
it's like basically the whole SEC.
Yeah.
Basically.
You know, top 5 out of 138 or something like that stores. That's fantastic.
Yeah, the management team.
So we're going through that again right now, you know, and again, we still have some of those newer people, but they understand. You know, we talk about it more. We're like, hey, listen, like these are the areas that we're trying to focus on. Right?
Yeah.
You know, when you listen to these questions, and we tell them like, hey, listen, be all one or the other, but if you have to absolutely be neutral, right? If you truly do not know, be neutral. But other than that, we try to tell people, hey, be all one or all the other. Because if it's neutral, it's harder to fix.
Right.
You know, but if we're all good or all bad at something, like you can make the adjustments to it. And so, you know, as leaders, we go through 4 different leader values. And that is celebrate, respect, inspire, and celebrate, respect, inspire, develop. Right? So those are the categories that we get graded on, basically.
Yeah.
And, you know, our last one where we dipped was develop and inspire.
Well, that's because they were all new, you know.
And so we put a focus on that, and that's kind of what we've been dealing with lately. Is, you know, are we developing people? Are we asking if people want to be developed?
Right.
So, but it's great. I mean, like I said, I mean the people are great. You know, the company fantastic. You know, I would tell anybody. I try to get my friends up in New York to go work for them when they're like, man, this job ain't crap. I'm like, dude, go work for Home Depot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's physical labor, but dude, they will take care of you.
Yeah.
They will take care of you. And, you know, obviously the biggest thing around everything is always pay, right? Pay is tough. I mean, I don't control the pay, right? Everybody feels like they're always underpaid there. But you know what? I mean,
the benefits are good.
Benefits are great, and
it's good insurance.
It is good insurance, but like you're not very slim chances that you're going to find another company that takes care of you the way that they.
I agree. Like I agree wholeheartedly, and that was probably by the time I left there, even though I was still very beefy. Mm-hmm. That was probably the best shape I was in because I was working 5 days a week, and I was averaging about 8 to 10 miles a day walking. Mm-hmm. I couldn't do that today. Like I couldn't go back and work there right now. That's not as bad as I'm hurting from this neuropathy and everything. Like it would destroy me right now.
Yeah.
Or it would break me down and build me back up. I'm not sure which one, but I would be too scared to even try it now. But like, yeah, that was a great job, you know. That tea's getting hung. Sonic Tea in Springfield. Best tea of any restaurant in the country. Did you hear that? That's the dump truck. I mean, the trash truck.
Yeah. Think they'll come inside and get that trash?
No. And then I made a mess out of it.
Yeah. It's all good. So what's this LLC thing that you got?
Well,
you're planning.
I'm only going to talk about a little bit of it, because that's what I know can definitely happen right now. So we told everybody last season finale that we had started a nonprofit, and we're still working on getting it going. Nonprofits are slow to get going. It takes a while to get your tax deduction stuff and all that stuff. So we are slowly working there. Not got quite there yet. So I was thinking outside the box with the help of my boss. And he said, use what you have right now. Are you all right?
I'm fine. That's weird.
What is it?
A former Colts QB, Phillip Rivers, interviewing for the Bills head coaching job.
He just played.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my boss was like, take what you got, take what skills you got,
Mm-hmm.
talk it over with your LADAC supervisor to make sure I don't break LADAC protocols.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to start a company called the Morning Juice Recovery and Support Services. And I don't want to talk about all the services it's going to offer yet because we're not going to be able to jump out of the gate and offer all of them. But the one piece that I will talk about is the transportation piece.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try to start that ASAP, maybe as early as next week, and how that will work is we want to get with treatment centers because a lot of these treatment centers use like Lyft and Uber, and they have these huge contracts to keep them on kind of a retainer.
Mm-hmm.
And then they still have, so they pay this retainer fee. That way, if they call them, they have to bring a driver right away, and then they still have to pay for the ride, and the rides, depending on how far it is, how many miles it is, and everything else, they're quite expensive. But we don't know what those drivers are doing. They're not vetted. We don't know if they're drinking and driving. We don't know if they're on drugs. We don't know. They're just everyday people.
Mm-hmm.
Everyday people with everyday problems. And I want to be able to offer a safe ride for people freshly out of recovery to get from point A to point B, or like from treatment center to treatment center, treatment center to recovery center, treatment center back home, however that looks. But know that the people I bring on, the people that I want to work with this, work in this with me is people that's in recovery. That way on that ride home, we can talk about what they can expect,
Mm-hmm.
In the Uber, they're just sitting there
Quiet,
playing on their phone, nervous. Uber driver don't know what to really say to them because they're like, oh my God, I just picked this guy up from treatment, and so like I started thinking about it, and me and my boss put our 4 brain cells together, and so this is what we're doing, and this is just going to be another branch off the Morning Juice podcast. So like you got your umbrella of Morning Juice, and so like you'll have your nonprofit at the very top, and then over here you got your podcast, and then over here you got your recovery and support services. Well, under the recovery and support services, we're going to offer all these services. The one that I will say that I would be excited about, that I will talk about, would involve you personally, and what it is like, we want to help people be able to write resumes and stuff for jobs and stuff. And some of these people need professional headshots because like they've never had one, because they've been an addict all their life,
Mm-hmm.
or mental health all their life. And so they need a professional headshot for something. And we want to be able to offer that service through your production company to be, because we're in this together anyway. So we might as well blend our services together.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
I wonder, I don't mean to cut you off. I wonder if I could talk to the barber shop about like a almost like a potential coupon.
Oh yeah, where the one that you do business with,
mm-hmm.
like videos and stuff with.
Yeah, like I wonder if it would be like, hey, like if we, like if people want to get like headshots done and they want to get like their hair cut or maybe their beard trimmed up, to look nice, but maybe they can't afford it. Like, could we do, or can't afford like a full price? Could we do like a percentage coupon?
Yeah, and I mean it would still bring him business in. You know what I'm saying? So like that's a thing to that we can look at, But for me,
First of all, shout out Dapper Barbershop. I'm actually wearing their shirt today.
Dapper Barbershop, I need to come see y'all because what I just paid for a haircut the other day was crazy. So like I need a new barber, so I'll probably check y'all out because Brian talks highly of y'all.
Very highly.
But what I was thinking was, my thinking is offer services that states like California, New York, and Florida offer that Tennessee don't have yet.
Okay.
And or if Tennessee does have it, it's such in a limited basis that it's not feasible for everybody. And the further go from that would be, I understand not everybody's going to be able to afford the services, right?
Mm-hmm.
But see, what I'm hoping is by the time we get this up and going and showing people what the services that we will be offering is that the nonprofit will be up and going by then, and then we can try to get grants and stuff to show what we're wanting to do, and then we'll be able to grant some of the bumps, grant people into these services to help them out, and the ones that can't afford it. Right now, your people coming from California, New York, New Jersey, they are going to understand what the recovery and support services is without even me going in explanation, because there's big businesses in those states with that, and those people are moving to Nashville, and they don't have that same support system. So it's something to help the people that's coming in from living here from out of state that used to having these things, and it's just and then once you have your nonprofit, then we can start granting people that can't afford it. That way, that gets me back to where I want to be, which is the middle class, lower middle class, the poor, the homeless that don't have these services that can be offered through the nonprofit. So it's just me and you branching out a little bit more, me using my business skills and my recovery skills, and just kind of combine them together and make magic and see what happens.
Heck yeah.
Do I think it'll explode tomorrow if I was to start? No, it's going to take some time.
Right.
The goal would be eventually that I could do that full time instead of what I do now full time. But I love what I do now at Path. Don't get me wrong, I love what I do at Path. But it's just the way I was explaining it to my boss and to my alumni director, for my home group, it's I thought maybe being a therapist was the end game, but it's almost like I'm getting a pulling from God to just get all these experiences to do the next thing. I had all these years of business experience. I thought I was done with business. If you'd have asked me last November if this was what I was thinking, it wouldn't have been, And so the business experience is there. And then, talking to, I know she's probably leaving, but talking to Dr. E, she was that recovery coaching piece that I'm going to offer, that's a,
yeah, I see it.
That's a big piece of it is recovery coaching, sober companionship. That's something that a lot of people's not familiar with, but it's just where somebody's where somebody's fresh out of treatment and they don't know, they got to go to a wedding and they don't want to go by themselves. Well, in your big states like California, New York, New Jersey, Florida, they have what's called a recovery companion, to where you can go with somebody to a wedding or something for a fee, and help them stay in recovery. They do, they're staying in recovery, still their decision. Yeah. You're just there to try to guide them. So if you're guiding them and they still take a drink, that's still on them, but it's just another layer of, hey, do you really want to do this? I can try to talk them out of it. And so but with it all happening, I think the good part about me starting something like this, honestly, is I do have the business background. I have a client background.
Yeah.
I have a tech background, and now I have a counselor background. So like I can hit this from a lot of different angles that a lot of people out there can't hit it from, you know. And for me, it's like I just want to keep doing better for God. Like, truth be told, I just want to do better for God. So like, if doing better for God is starting a business to where I can help his children stay in sobriety and stay in recovery, then that's what the next step will be. You know, most of these services, once we get the LLC, like most of these services will come out slowly at a time because I don't want to overwhelm me, and I don't want to overwhelm anybody that's helping me, because I feel like the transportation piece will be the busiest part at first, you know, because there's always treatment centers needing somebody to pick somebody up. Like, I'll give you an example. I had to meet somebody in Jackson last week, Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And if I would have done that run for the treatment center, I probably, like, you know, I got paid gas money to go down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, if I would have done it as myself, as a sole proprietor, LLC, whatever, I probably could have got, you know, $500-600 to drive 4.5-5 hours that day, you know.
Yeah.
And so like, and it still would have saved them money too, because like they wouldn't have had to have a driver meet me halfway, you know, because the client came from out of state, you know. So like, it's just one of them things that it's a service that I feel is needed for people out there. I know I wish I had a lot of this when I was in early recovery. So a lot of these services that we're going to offer, you know, especially like the resume piece, you know, a lot of people don't know how to make a resume. A lot of people's never made a resume before. I've literally made 2 resumes my whole life, you know. And the second one, ChatGPT made it for me. I was like, I need a resume. But like now, because where I'm wanting to be able to help people with this, now I'm studying more. Like I'm studying, I'm watching these videos of people who own similar businesses in California and New York and New Jersey and stuff, because I want to make sure that it's done correctly. So I'll be watching these videos because they have these videos out there that say, I wish I would have done XYZ different, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I want to be able to do XYZ different now,
Mm-hmm.
instead of
Later.
Yeah, well, instead of me making the same mistakes when somebody else has already made them. So like, for me, it's just doing research to do it the best way possible. And thank God I have a boss / best friend that fucking makes me pump my brakes and fucking calm down from time to time, because like I'll get so excited and I'll just be like I'll just dive right into it, and he'll be like, and I'll be like, let's go get it today. And he's like, Bubba, pump the brakes, because we can't offer all those services tomorrow. Like, you know, like we got baby step it. Let's work on the transportation piece first, because that'll build money so we can open up the services, or even hire people, you know, or subcontract out. Like, I would rather, a lot of this stuff I'd rather subcontract out to other people in recovery that I know personally that have good recovery, that I could bring on to help do these things, you know. Instead of like sitting down interviewing people, I want to be able to be like, well, Larry over here he's 5 years in sobriety. He was one of my mentors. Like, this would be a good person to bring in, you know, to subcontract out some of this work. And so like, I want this to be the goal is that this is a recovery business worked at by recovery people. And the goal, the ultimate goal would be like bringing somebody in and they use some of the services and they get them to a year or two under their belt, and they're like, hey, I want to work with you. And then now they can make money doing the same thing, you know, helping other people and doing their service work and stuff. So like, it's just an opportunity, because I know how hard it was for me to find a job at first when I got out of treatment. Yeah. Like, I got out in June and it was November before I found a job, because I had such a gap. because I left Sonic in February, so I had like a 6-month gap, and I had to explain it at every job interview.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I was always told to be an open book when I was in treatment, so I would tell them that I had been on the treatment, you know, because of my mental health, but I'm needing an opportunity. And a lot of people didn't take that chance on me, you know, and so like this way, people who don't feel like they get that chance, they can absolutely get a chance and doing good work. And it will help us raise money so we can get you some more equipment and get you bigger. Because y'all, if y'all ever want to start a podcast, or you know what, I'm fixing to just talk good about you for a minute. Like this cat does beautiful photography work. You got to go to his pages and see some of his photography work. Most of his pictures are of his kids and stuff when they go on vacation and stuff, which is the easiest thing to take pictures of anyway. But sometimes he's got pictures where he's at the park and he's taking pictures of like just random stuff. Go check out his work, his videos that he's shot for like car people. You know, like he goes to car shows and shoots videos for these car people. Dapper's had a couple of videos of yours done already.
Yep. Like
he does for somebody that's really just starting out in this field. He's phenomenal. Like I would not be where I'm at right now without Brian by my side, because like, first of all, I can be difficult to work with. Like I legit know this. Like I can have an idea today and tell you and then be like, hold on. I thought about it a little bit longer. I want to flip it this way. But like me and him, we'll bounce ideas off each other all the time, and just and now he kind of knows where I like to go with things. So now it's not even so much bouncing ideas. He'll make something and he'll be like, what do you think about this? And I'll be like, that's phenomenal. Like that's what I would, if I would have thought it myself, that's what I would have wanted. And so like, you know, everybody sees me behind the camera and, you know, the name is The Morning Juice, but like Brian's just as much part of this. Like I told him when this thing started, if it ever blew up, it's me and him for like, you know, if somebody was like, hey, we're gonna contract you, we're gonna put you on iHeartRadio, for example. Say that happened one day. We're like, but we want to replace it. No, we ain't replacing nobody. Like, we're not replacing nobody. He's the guy. He knows how I like shit set up. Like, no, we're not doing that. Like, you know, you get both of us or you get none of us. And that's my loyalty to him, for him taking a chance on me with this thing, because he's that damn good. So like, I would really, really appreciate the people that love me and support me. Jump over on his page, booking for weddings, booking for senior pictures. Senior pictures are coming up. Like, booking for senior pictures, birthday parties. Like, he will beat anybody's prices. I promise you. Like he's trying to. The goal would be to let him get out of Home Depot one day, sooner than later. I'm sorry, Home Depot. I need him more than y'all do at this point. So like, if we support his business, then we're supporting his dream. He's helping me support my dream. So like, let's help support his dream too. You know, and he's willing to help somebody else set up podcasts and show them the ropes, you know, show them the equipment you need. He was talking to Dennis yesterday about it, you know. He was talking to Bree about it last week, you know. So like, I'm not going to keep him from like helping other people set up podcasts and tell them what they need. You know, he sets them up and charges his fee to set them up, you know, but y'all ain't stealing him from me. I'll let you know that now. So yeah, but like, I would really love if y'all would go support his page, because he loves what he does, and you can tell it in his work. And if you don't love it, he will keep fucking with it till you do love it. You know, like literally the stuff he does on the computer for this podcast is crazy. It's crazy mad what he can do. Like, he'll be like, he can change the lighting, he can do all kinds of weird fancy things, and it's just like, y'all, he just holler at him, because he's got this. He can take care of you, especially weddings, y'all. Weddings, he can do this. Like, holler at the boy. You like that?
It's very nice.
I see it. Last I saw it, you was like, you got a little awkward, because you're like, man, he's really talking good about me. Like, I don't know what the, but like, you know, But see, like a lot of people think I did this by myself. I've been asked, how do you set all this up? I'm like, what? I don't set shit up.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, who sets it up? I'm like, I got a director of like media and all this other stuff. And they're like, you got somebody with a title. I'm like, yeah. Like, if I told them like this, I said, if I want to be big one day, I have to manifest big. Like, I have to positively manifest big. How do you positively manifest big? You give people titles. Because like, I could be like, we're partners in crime because we are, but like, you give people titles and it's like, then now you're manifesting. It's kind of like I told Mom the other day. She called me day before yesterday. She was down in the dumps. She was like, Juice, I ain't getting this liver. I'm not going to get this liver. I was like, stop. I was like, what are you doing right now? And she's like, I just don't. I was like, stop. What are we doing right now? I was like, we're talking negatively. We're going to bring negativity into our life if we talk negatively. I was like, if you want to, you need to stay positive and you got to manifest positivity in your life. You got to say, I am going to get this liver, and that's how I live every day now. Like, do I have bad days still? Absolutely. I had a tough night last night, but like, I still came in here. I didn't call you and tell you I didn't want to do this today.
Mm-hmm.
I very well could, with an hour of sleep. I could have been like, Brian, I can't. I'm sorry, but I'm dog ass tired. But no, because I want the podcast to get bigger, and I want to be able to help more people. So like, even the days you're tired, you gotta manifest it, man. You gotta get out there. You gotta hustle. You gotta work. It seems like over the last few months, a lot of people's all of a sudden popped up mental health podcasts. Like when we started, it wasn't really that many, but like now it's like, it seems like there's quite a few now. So like, you gotta, and I ain't scared of competition. I've been in competition my whole life. It's not the competition. I just want everybody to work together. Like, I'm going to be on some other people's podcasts soon. So like, you're going to see me tell my story. The first one I'm going to be on is down in Florida with Bree whenever she's ready to shoot hers. And then the Matt guy out of Texas, and then the one that what's that other guy's name? Matt. His name's Matt also, I believe.
Oh, Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Matt.
one that T-Bell was on.
Yeah, Matt Culp.
Yeah, like we're gonna really try to collab with him too, because he's got a really nice podcast. Like, I've been watching, he's got a nice setup. Like, and that's cool. Like, everybody's setups can be different. Like, I like my setup because it's like over in my living room basically.
Mm-hmm.
If you want the whole fancy studio, that's I'm not that fancy studio guy. It's kind of like Dennis said yesterday. I won't forget what he said, and it made me feel so good. He's like, I watched your podcast to see how you dress so I could see how I could dress. He said, I saw that y'all wearing cozy clothes, so I wear cozy clothes. I was like, bro, I'm just who I am. Like, if I came in here and sitting here with blue jeans on and a button down, the people that truly know me be like, what the fuck's he doing?
Dork.
Doofus. They text me like, Juice, why you got pants on? I mean, I'm the person that don't wear pants so much that T-Bell has to text me the night before and be like, hey, bro, we got some important people coming tomorrow. Tomorrow's pant day. And I just started laughing that he has to, like, tomorrow is professional pant day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, whatever services we're gonna add, I mean, we can add them to the page.
So like, our website's gonna be a big. You're gonna hear us really pounding the website now, because that way we can drive some traffic on it and get it to where it's sliding up the Google check. Which I will say this, something happened the other day. Did you see that? Because you get my emails also, like, right? Like,
yeah, I don't check them. No.
I mean, so we got one. We got one the other day, and it was the first time I got this email, and it said somebody viewed your website from Google. Like, they were looking up whatever they were looking up, mental health help or whatever, and it said somebody Googled your website. And I was like, that's actually cool because it's not happened before. You know,
Right.
we have not really like super plugged the website through this. You know, we've been plugging YouTube, Spotify, you know, all the other stuff. But
Yeah.
like, you know, once we start offering these other things, you're going to hear us really go after the website because we want you to be able to go there and see everything, you know. And as we start dropping new services, then, you know, we will talk about them on a live or on a podcast or something. And then, you know, that way we can advertise it basically because we got the means to advertise by just talking about it.
Mhm.
And then, you know, and then plugging the hell out of the website because the website's got some good stuff on it. You know, we've never really talked about all the stuff's on the website. We've got places that you can call to get into treatment. We got my buddy Kyle's books on there.
Yep.
So like anybody that comes on our show that has something, like I'm sure we'll probably put the Shelby Jordan Foundation on there when you know, once his episode drops. That way, if you want to donate to his cause, they'll be on there. Once we get Mr. Allen, once he's feeling better, Allen, we love you. Hope you're, you know, we're still praying for you, brother. When Mr. Allen gets to feeling better and we have him on here, we'll put Chase Away Fentanyl on our website. Like when I say we want unity in the community, I'm not scared to put other people's stuff on my website. Like that's what I want. I want my website. When you go on my website, you scan and there's 50 different treatment centers on there where somebody can get help. Like that would be amazing,
Right.
you know? And this is just me using what we have already. The website we already have, social media we have. So like doing something with like recovery and support services, we ain't got to build nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't got to build different social media for it because everything's under the Morning Juice Pod brand. So like it's just the next step.
Yeah.
Is it a little faster than I thought I was going to do it? Yes. Yes. Is it the right time though? Absolutely. And you know, I'm just glad you're part of the journey though, because like if we didn't do the first episode, we wouldn't be on this episode, you know?
Yeah.
We wouldn't be at the point where we can make a business adventure and be like, you know what? Let's just dive in. And doing an LLC, you're only out the name of the business, the price of the LLC, and the insurance you pay, you know, because right now I'm going to be like the only employee of it, you know, so like, you know, there's it's not like I'm sinking $10,000 into a business, and if it fails, I'm underground.
Yeah. This
is literally, you know, a few $100 that, you know, we'll probably ask for donations for to help pay for it, you know, and that way we can get going and help other people.
Yeah.
I was hoping T-Bell or Wink would show up, but Wink told me his buddy got paroled or got out of jail today, so like he's gonna go hang out with his buddy. T-Bell's, if anybody knows T-Bell's out there doing recovery somewhere. Like he's the person that does recovery. I think the only time he's not doing recovery is when he's sleeping, and then he's probably dreaming recovery. Like, you know, he's a great mentor to have. Dr. E's a great mentor. My LADAC supervisor, Antoine, great mentor. He gives me, he likes that I think outside the box and come up with ideas and stuff. Like he's like, you know, we like to pick each other's brain.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on. Oh yeah, I just got that text too about Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
That's wild. It'd be funny if he went straight from the field to a coach. Phillip Rivers can coach though. You know?
Well, I know he coached high school.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, he can't be worse than Mike McDonald.
Mike McDonald?
And that's his name? Dolphins coach?
McDaniel.
McDaniel. He can't be worse than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw that the Bills were interviewing him today too.
Mike McDaniel?
Yeah. After he just took the OC coaching job with Jim Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, Jimmy boy.
Say he was supposed to take it in Tampa.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
Fucker. Right. But no, instead we got Zach, whatever, Johnson, whatever his name is, from Atlanta.
Ooh, his offense wasn't so good last year.
Mm-hmm.
I would have took Arthur Smith over him.
Need Zach Johnson when he was with the Rams a couple years ago. That's the OC I need. I need the Rams Zach Johnson, not the Falcons Zach Johnson.
I mean, at least y'all didn't take Matt Nagy.
That's true.
How would you like to be the Kansas City's offensive coordinator? You're interviewing for jobs, and then Andy Reid just goes ahead and hires a different OC. Well, actually, he brings back his original OC. So, like, Eric Bellamy, right? He went to Washington just because he wanted a head coaching job, and he wanted to prove he could do it without Mahomes, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which until Jason Daniel got hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and he looked good.
Yep.
But then Andy's like, come home. Because, you know, their Super Bowl wins were with Bellamy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, no, come home. I want to retire in a year or two. Like, let's win one or two more.
Yep.
Matt Nagy's like, golly, I got fired and I didn't even do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got plans with the wifey today, right?
Just hanging out.
Nice.
Hanging out.
You supposed to work tomorrow through the
Yep.
pocket, the what's it called? The snow
again.
Snowmageddon. I don't know, but by the time tonight rolls around, as much as they drop the snow, you know, like Monday was like, okay, this is a little far out, but like 18, 24 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And now this morning I saw 2 to 4. I was like, how we messed that up that bad?
It's all because of how it's shifting.
Yeah. It's where the low pressure hits. And I'm sure it's going to change again, you know, because they don't know exactly where that thing's going to hit.
Yeah, it's saying 7 to 9 now.
Oh, is it?
Well, on the weather app.
Let's see. My weather app. Where's the winter storm? There we go. Let's click on that bad boy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, 7 to 9. Well, no. Hey, tomorrow night you'll have between 0 and 20 inches of snow, depending on where you're at.
Sounds like New York.
But I tell you what, I'd rather have that half inch of ice turned into 3 inches of snow, though, because, you know, it takes an inch of rain makes 6 inches of snow. So, like, I'd rather have that happen than a half inch of ice. Half inch of ice is bad. It's going to be power outages.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are going to be completely murdered with y'all's limited generator on.
What, at the store?
Yeah.
What the backup generator?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
That's the one that's on the semi-truck trailer.
Well, that's the emergency generator.
The one on the semi-truck.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we had to use it that one day. Remember our other generator didn't work and they had to go back there and play with it. And it is the super limited generator. Like, you got like 3 lights on and the cash registers work. Like,
Yeah.
that's
it.
That's literally it.
I mean, and not
It
even,
looks dark in the store.
and not even like good lights. There's like
Yeah, it's like,
they're like 2 lights at the front, 1 light in the back.
or one
Receiver.
light over lumber and then 2 lights in the front.
Yeah, I mean, bathrooms dark.
Yep.
Bro, it's fine. Like, seriously, like I went in there when we had that storm, and I went to use the bathroom. I had to turn my flashlight on.
Yeah, I mean, when I worked there and they had to go to that one.
I opened the door, and like that hall light was on. I'm like, oh, it's not bad in here. And then they shut, and it was just darkness. And I'm like, damn.
Because I remember one day I was working and a real bad storm hit, and it's when that tornado came through, and our regular generator didn't work that next day, and they had to use the one on the semi truck trailer. And I remember asking the store operator, I was like, "There's like 3 lights on. Are we open?" He's like, "Yeah, normal service." And I'm like, but I can't see where I gotta get. Like, he's like, "You got a cell phone?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Use your flashlight."
Yep.
It was funny though, because like people were like getting like, remember we sold out lanterns and candles like that.
Oh yeah.
And then also what happened was we sold out of generators, and then we had a semi truck load of generators come in, and then the power only stayed out for about 48 hours, and then we had all those generators we had to move. Y'all probably still got them stacked up in the.
No. So when they send emergency shipments like that, like if we don't, whatever we don't sell,
They send it back to the warehouse.
we can send it back.
Like I remember we came in and I was like, my God, the whole middle aisle is nothing but generators. And you know, if Home Depot sells a generator, that's a lick. Generators ain't cheap. They're about $1,000 a pop. So like,
I mean, we sold out of generators this past week.
I'm sure, because everybody was worried about, you know, all these people. And here's the thing that cracks me up. At Home Depot, like Walmart, just like Walmart, but I wouldn't think it would happen with professionals at Home Depot. You know, Walmart, I understand people bring things back that's used all the time, but people will literally bring back pressure washers, mowers, and stuff like that, and be like, I've never used it. And then you're like, why does it got gas in it?
So they changed the policy on like gas operated stuff.
Did they?
7 days. You got 7 days.
Really?
Outside of 7 days, it's yours.
I know, because like I'd have to help unload generators. Like
people are gonna be pissed because they just bought it for, you know, the storm that probably never hit. And now here's the thing: if it's like still in the box,
right?
It's truly been unopened, we'll take it back.
Yeah,
no problem.
No, it's
if there's gas in it,
right,
we're not taking it.
I remember right after the lights came back on, you know, like the true lights came back on after the tornado when I was working at Home Depot,
and everybody started returning this.
Everybody, like, they were calling us order fulfillment guys outside to help unload these heavy generators that we already had to load up. And they're like, I didn't even use it. And I'm like, I smell gas. And they're like, I didn't even use it. And I'm like, the box is shredded. Like, you got it like duct tape where you ripped it down. You know, so like, I was like, oh my God. I remember so many people brought them back, and I was like, this is crazy. I was like, we're gonna take a loss today. Yep. But it's good. It's good. Like, you know, if I bought one thinking it was going to do something crazy this week, I would just keep it, because like about twice a year you have weather where like the power's going to be out for a couple of days. You know, as many tornadoes as Tennessee gets now, if I owned a house, I would probably have a generator at the house just on backup, just in case. But since I don't own a house no more, I live in an apartment. I'm not buying nothing for it.
Get a solar one.
Maybe. But I don't even have to buy light bulbs in my apartment. I'm like this. I'm like, light bulbs out. Not that I couldn't change it, but like, it's not my light bulb.
Right. I think it's time.
What's the time for?
I think it's time to wrap this bad boy up.
Okay. You gotta get that butt home. Wifey, thank you for sparing him for a little while. We love you, wifey. And everybody out there, be safe tonight and tomorrow. It is gonna get ugly out there. No matter how much it snows, most of y'all can't drive in it. Keep y'all's butts at home, and we
Mhm.
will see y'all next week sometime.
Yeah, join if you want to see some BTS, some behind the scenes stuff. Join me probably later today on my page,
Plug it.
Brian G326 Productions. I'll be basically going over and editing like the season 1 or season 2, episode 1, premiere episode. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure that you hop over to my page and you can chat with me and we can talk and you can learn some stuff about just the podcasting world. Appreciate to who's ever liking the video. I'm sorry I can't see that far, but I see that you're liking the video. My bad. Thank you for the likes on the TikTok. We're getting ready to shut this thing down. I can't see what the hell is that? That's a comment. You're gonna make me get up. Hi, Bubba.
It's probably my brother, my stepbrother.
CV500.
Hey, Cliff. Good to hear from you. So yeah, let's wrap it up, bro.
All right.
Juicers, we will see y'all hopefully next week someday, a couple of days live. Until then, see ya.
Peace out.